17 years. Holy moly.
Mm-hmm. This is why I'm in real estate.
I mean, if you're not smarter than the carrot, there's a problem. You're not going to be very successful.
Don't come in your flip-flops, people. Okay? Stop. All right. I'm no longer into real estate. Okay? I am done with it. Ever taken a bite of something and experienced a delightful yet unexpected flavor? That one taste can spark curiosity, a desire to discover more. Now, when most people think of Myrtle Beach, they think of sunshine, sand, and summer vacations. But today on Coasting, we're discovering one of this area's surprise ingredients. Inside the International Culinary Institute at HorryGeorgetown Technical College, Executive Director Chef Bonaparte is helping train the next generation of chefs and shaping the future of food along the Carolina coast. And we are the lucky recipients of his efforts. I'm your podcast host and local Myrtle Beach area realtor, Celia Klein. It's time. We're coasting. Greetings from the Grand Strand, everybody. Welcome spring, welcome pollen, welcome Taurus, and of course, I'm welcoming back Aunt B as our fave coasting podcast co-host. Hey, we want to welcome someone else today. Today, we're welcoming an episode partner. It's Cherry Grove Cookie Company. You guys, it's such a great story. And you know what? Because it is, we're going straight to Aunt B. She's going to do yummy to the tummy and tell us all about this guy.
Okay. Really good story. Cherry Grove Cookie Company was founded by John Allen. He's a veteran who moved here with his family from Western North Carolina. They had a farm out there. Mm-hmm. They moved last year in June, and by the end of last year had started up the Cherry Grove Cookie Company.
Oh.
Now, he doesn't have a storefront, but he does deliver. And he has a website presence, and he will deliver anywhere. And in the local Cherry Grove area, his delivery is free. Now, I have had his cookies.
Oh, you have?
And they are delectable. First, they're huge. And they are yummy to my tummy. I think my favorite is his snickerdoodle.
Yes. Yeah.
But he's got a chocolate chip that's got a little bit of sea salt on the top.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he's got a chocolate that's got some peanut butter going through it. And he's got an oatmeal raisin. Now, I'm hard to convince that an oatmeal raisin is good, but his oatmeal raisin is yummy. And I tasted all of them.
Well, and we have to give a big thanks because he was kind enough to share some, and we probably should be showing them to you on the camera right now. So pretend that we are, but instead we ate them. And
they're gone.
Yeah. So I'm right there with you. I mean, the first time I took a bite of that snickerdoodle one, that just took me I thought Andy Williams just started singing a Christmas song right in the background. It was it was so good. I mean, it's the kind you want to dip in a cup of hot tea kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then the chocolate chip cookie, you absolutely have to have a glass of milk with, don't you think?
Though John told me the chocolate chip is best with a glass of wine.
Oh, I like this guy even more now.
Yeah.
Well,
he's a really nice man. And his website is www.cherrygrovecookiecompany or cherrygrovecookieco.com.
Okay, co.com. All
right.
And
he's got a Facebook presence and an Instagram presence. And hopefully we can show his website.
Right. And a couple of those awesome cookies, right? Now, the one thing that I love about this that's so unique is that it is, he doesn't need to be storefront. This whole idea of delivering these adorable boxes or, with the cookies in, I mean, it's just, we always are trying to think of what's something to deliver to somebody that's, not
different.
The, right, and the one, I know, what's the one I'm thinking of that's the fruit?
edible arrangements.
Yeah. So it's just, I just love that we have another idea and that it's local. It's locally owned, and I love supporting our local
Support
businesses.
local.
Yes.
Next time someone wants you want to call up that 1-800-flower person, send cookies instead.
There we go. So, we're going to keep this food theme going because here in April, we have got a lot going on. So Easter is already come and gone. But now this coming weekend, we've got the Myrtle Beach Food Truck Festival. And I don't know, have you ever been to that before?
I have not.
Oh my goodness, you're going to need to go because that one is, I think people are really surprised at just how many options we have in our area. So you definitely want to do that. Just some great culinary surprises, if you will. And then some traditions. April's just got all kinds of good stuff going on. April 25th is the 18th annual Dragon Boat Races.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Have you ever been to them?
I have.
So much fun. Okay, so this is down in the south part of Myrtle Beach, in what's known as the Market Common, and they've got this one just really pretty decent size pond lake. We'll call it a lake, okay? And so you register your teams. There's a total of 20 paddlers and one person who sits at the front of the boat as the drummer to keep obviously the pace, so that you don't have 20 different people going in different directions at the same time. So it's a fundraiser, big party though, right? So you've got the spectators along the shoreline there, right? Mm-hmm. You've got again food, beverage, music, etc. And the money funds go towards an organization called Ground Zero, which helps. It offers a lot of really awesome programs for teenagers. So you have been, and did you have a blast?
Oh yeah. Well, the market.
You'd be an awesome drummer, by the way. Sitting up high at the top, at the front of the boat. Absolutely.
The Market Common is such a fun place.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
And you add this to the mix, and it's like you don't even have to go home for the rest of the day.
It's just such a great springtime outing. It's a good one. And then on the opposite end of the Strand, further north, you've got an annual event tied to what again has made our area famous, and that was the shag dancing, right? So it's right. called the SOS Spring Safari. And it lasts for a week, you guys. It's from April 17th to April 26th. This SOS stands for Society of Stranders, but that's all about shag dancing or beach music. They have a parade. They have, of course, plenty of different kinds of dances at all the different, shag dance, like Fat Harold's, all those places. You've got, contests, of course, for the dancing. And don't just think this dancing is for, adult. It's the teenagers. It's the little ones. They are starting to teach them that shag dancing when they are pretty much the height of this table. So it is a wonderful tradition as well. They have a spring, they have a midwinter, and then they have a fall event. So again, so much fun.
I want to learn how to shag.
Okay, we got to do this.
Okay.
We're going to have to bring in somebody to teach us how to do this.
Okay.
I mean, wouldn't that be fun? I think it'd be awesome.
Wait.
So, so again, we're going to be busy. The calendar is full. No wonder so many people are moving here, right? And since we've started this podcast, we've had some people send in some questions. So it's time for the Coasting Convertible call-in segment. How exciting is that?
What do people want to know?
All right. So I'm going to do 3 of them. All right.
Okay.
So actually the first one is for you, Aunt B. Jean and Vic have said, Aunt B, we love your yummy to the tummy segments. Can you point us in the right direction for restaurants that are good for, vegetarian or gluten-free menus? You got anything for us?
I sure do. So I have a new family member that is now vegetarian.
Okay.
And so I've been doing a little research
mm-hmm.
because when she comes into town, I want to be able to take her
Of
places
course.
that she could enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
So there's one really great place called Lecca Eats.
Okay.
And it's on 38th and Grissom.
Right. I know.
And
Okay.
it's an award-winning chef.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Very healthy options. Vegetarian options, vegan options. I think you'll like it. Now, there's also another one in the Market Common, and it's called
Is that the
Zardin.
one? Yes, that's a good one.
I always get that one mixed up with Zayton.
Yes, I do too. I do too. Zayton's the breakfast ones are, and just when you just see a wall full of all these amazing greens. It's just
nice, healthy place down in the Market Common. Another is the Earth Cafe. Now, that was awarded by the Sun News, the best vegetarian restaurant in the area. And that's on Kings Highway and 38th. So it's not far from Lecca Eats.
Yeah.
And then if you want something a little bit fancier, there is Jerusalem Mediterranean up in the Grand Dunes area, 72nd and Kings Highway. And they have some great vegetarian options on their menu, but something for everybody. And on top of that, you know what else they have?
What?
Belly dancing.
Oh my gosh.
Wednesday and Saturday nights.
Well, again, another place we're going to have to go to. Now, I've been to that Jerusalem Mediterranean, but I have not been there when the belly dancers were there. I can say the food is really good. Such good flavor.
Pretty place, and the food looks really great there.
And I always like to give the tip for the first one that you suggested. It's Lekka but it's spelled Lekkeer.
Right.
So I just want to make sure if you're looking it up, try and figure out so you can make reservations and go yourself. That's not how it's pronounced. So we just wanted to make sure we gave that little tip because you're going to be like, Jean and Vic are going to be upset, right? They're like, thanks a lot, Aunt B. We can't even find the place. So these are great choices.
Right next to the Food Lion shopping plaza there.
Yeah, well, it actually isn't that where croissants used to be.
For those of you who've been here for a while, croissants used to have a location there.
Yeah.
And they moved up to Grand Dunes as their main location, and Lecca Eats moved in.
All right. Okay, we got number 2. This one's coming to me. Celia, thanks for giving us the scoop on the Carolina coast. We are thinking of moving to the area. Yes. We really want to know about the 55 plus communities. Are there a lot of them? Wonderful question. When I get people calling in for that one, and talking to me as potential clients, my first question to them right back is going to be, help me, tell me more. Tell me what's important. What are you looking for in that 55 plus? And 9 times out of 10, it's because they've heard that the 55 plus have great amenities, and that's going to help them make friends. That's going to have them doing stuff. And so the good news is that while, yes, we do have 55 plus communities, we have some that are in the world of new construction. We also have some that would be resales, like Tuscany off of Highway 501, really, really big community, very nice amenities. But most people are familiar with Del Webb, right? That's the one that does the most, advertising, et cetera, about 55 plus. And, if you've watched any of my other videos on YouTube, you know that Del Webb is a subsidiary of Pulte Homes. And so we also have a lot of Pulte communities in the area. So the reason I bring it up is because what if you could find a very similar house and even some really nice amenities? It wasn't deemed 55 plus, but maybe it was anywhere from 10 to 20,000 less in a house price. Yeah. So that's why I ask, because, the more I know about the why behind looking for that 55 plus, it's very possible we'll be able to find you exactly what you're looking for, but it may not have that label on it. So again, regardless, lots of good options in our area. The final question, this one is coming from Casey and Dave. We're about to move down to the area and wondered what grocery stores are down there. Do you want to take that one away, Aunt B?
Sure. We have some great grocery store options here. I know where I was in New Jersey, we had some good grocery stores, but very different from down here. And they are not as crowded, which is really nice. So Food Lion is one of your options, and they are, I guess I would say, budget friendly. We also, on the budget-friendly side, have Aldi, like a lot of other people do. And then we have Publix, which is my personal fave, only because it's just so open and varied, and the people there are so friendly. And even though it's a little more expensive, but they have great BOGO sales, buy one, get one. And you can save a significant amount of money if you shop their BOGOs. And then we have Lowe's, not to be confused
Exactly.
with Lowe's.
Mhm.
You have to specify down here that you're going to Lowe's Foods or you're going to Lowe's
Improvement.
Home Improvement,
You will
right?
not get your wrench at the grocery store.
No. Well, you might, but you know. And then we also have some specialty markets like Trader Joe's. We have Fresh Market. They have their own specialty items and have their own followers and own set of customers. So did I miss anything?
Well, I always got to give a shout out to the Piggly Wiggly.
Oh,
There's
still
like
a
one or
couple
two.
There's still a couple of Piggly Wigglies left. So,
Oh, yes.
and Kroger.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I know
you,
of
Michael.
one Kroger in North Myrtle, but I don't know. Are there others?
There's one in Carolina Forest.
That's right. Good call.
And there's one in the Galleria Shopping Center on Kings Highway in Myrtle,
That's right.
across from Backyard.
Yeah. So the one that everyone made the big deal about is that we just got that Trader Joe's right before
I
Christmas of
haven't
last.
been there yet because I don't know if
I'll
if
take
the
you.
traffic died down yet.
I'll yeah. So, you know, and it's so funny because that was always just the big campaign on social media, like, please get Myrtle Beach, you know. And so it's basically where I would say Myrtle Beach ends and Surfside Beach begins. It's
Right.
an area known as Saybrook off of Highway 544. A lot of other good shops in that shopping area. And yeah, it is the new big shiny penny. And but honestly, Fresh Market. Oh,
I like Fresh Market.
Yeah.
And Fresh Market chicken breasts and ground chuck on Tuesdays. I think it's only $3 a pound.
See, this is why we come to you, Aunt B. This is exactly why we come to you for the inside scoop.
I go everywhere. But then we also have, you know, we have a Costco, we have
Right.
a BJ's,
Right.
we have a Sam's. So you big box store fans, you know, we have those too.
So pretty much anything, you know, from those big ones that you're used to near in your hometown, thankfully you're going to have here. It's not going to be some, you know, foreign shopping experience, to your point. So
Exactly.
So thank you very much for covering that so thoroughly. Hey, we're going to pull in the Coasting Convertible right now for a quick break. When we come back, I cannot wait to tell you about it. We're just going to keep the food theme going, actually. And we're going to be talking to our very talented special guest, Chef Bonaparte. He's the executive director of the International Culinary Institute, and he will be here when we get back.
Discover what some in the area of most talented high school artists have been creating. It's the 26th annual Horry and Georgetown County Druid High School Show. Every year, museum visitors look forward to the vibrant exhibition showcasing the incredible creativity, imagination, and the skill coming out of our local visual arts program. This year, the exhibit will be available from April 19th to May 17th, right here at the Myrtle Beach Art Museum. You'll see a wide range of media on display, from paintings and photography to sculpture, ceramic, fiber art, and more. For these young artists, it's more than just an exhibition. It's a rare opportunity to experience what it's like to show their work in a professional museum setting and to take their first steps into the world of exhibiting artists. For more information, including museum hours, visit myrtlebeachartmuseum.org.
Welcome back to Coasting. Did you guys know we have over 2,000 restaurants spread across the Carolina Coast and Grand Strand area? It's a lot of kitchens and a lot of chefs. But where does the next generation of culinary talent learn their craft? And hey, can their education and training level up our hospitality industry here? Today, we are stepping inside the International Culinary Institute at HorryGeorgetown Technical College to meet the man helping train many of those future industry leaders, Chef Joe Bonaparte. Welcome, Chef, to Coasting.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we are
Appreciate
going to
it.
just dive right in here and find out, you know, when you first arrived here, which has been, 12-ish years ago, what was it that, you know, in the current, we'll say, state of our culinary picture, you know, what did you think about it? And did you see potential?
Yes, saw potential. There, you know, anywhere there's room for growth, and you know, I moved here from living in bigger cities, so it was kind of some getting used to maybe not having the plethora of ethnic restaurants to choose from, like a lot in Houston, San Francisco, even Charlotte, the time I lived there, and kind of like grocery stores that were gourmet stores that you find in a lot of the big cities. And so, it took some adjustment getting used to. And then also because I'm a very big farmer's market person and liking to know where my ingredients come from and talking to the people that raise them or grow them. And the local farmers kind of group of people who are really doing local produce, local chicken, local pork, that kind of thing. It's a very small group of people, and it took a little bit of time to get to know them.
Sure.
And, there's a whole deal with that in our farmers market at the school. So, it's
a lot of relationship building,
yeah,
obviously.
there is a lot of relationship building, but it's interesting. I've really gotten at different places I lived around the country. I've gotten to see the food scenes evolve and grow. And, played a little part in that. So it's kind of neat.
And what was nice is that when you first got here, the gorgeous building that you now have for your school didn't exist. So you really, put your personal stamp on that. And do you think that has something to do with why you've just stayed as long as you have?
Yes. The facility is fabulous. It's a world-class facility. Nicest culinary school I've worked for, and I've worked for quite a few. Initially, my plan was 5 years max was going to be my plan, and so it's going on 12, and it's really because of the college itself, the president of the college, the former president who hired me, the current president, and the support of the college, the community is really been great. And it really makes me love my job and the place.
And so for a lot of our viewers and listeners, they're going, I don't even know where this Culinary Institute is. What is he talking about? So let's start from the top here and just say, tell us about the Institute and where it's located.
And that it strikes me as funny because it's not a very big area, and I get it all the time. I didn't know you guys were over there, and it's like, wow, okay, we're not doing a very good job.
It's a gorgeous, especially at night. Oh, it's so beautiful.
It is, and we have pretty significant social media presence, but we're not doing something right. We're doing something wrong as far as marketing goes.
But we're helping with that today. So yeah.
We're in the Market Common area at 920 Crabtree Lane. But right behind all the baseball fields and all that over there, by Crabtree Gym. And we are part of HorryGeorgetown Technical College. People that visit us often think we're a private school because we are so beautiful. And, we call it the Culinary Institute, but we are part of HorryGeorgetown Technical College. And we're grateful to be on this campus right here. When I talk to prospective students or parents, I'm like, you could ride a bike to the beach from the campus. It's pretty cool.
So is it a 2-year program? Is it, tell us about the actual program itself.
We have some 1-year certificates and a 2-year programs.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. And once they graduate from the program, what is the degree that they have?
It's an associate's degree.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
2-year associate's degree. And we have a culinary arts program, a baking pastry arts program, and a hospitality and tourism program.
Okay.
And we have a lot of students who get 2 of those because you can kind of compress the time. You can get 2 in 3 years. And I have a couple students working on all 3.
Oh, wow.
So,
oh my goodness. That's a very ambitious student. I like that. That's great. Tell me, for who is enrolling? Give us kind of a description of your students in this program.
What's really kind of neat for me is, we have students from the 16 or 17-year-olds because we have early college. We have some early college students to students in their 70s. And like currently I have a student who did culinary, did baking pastry, now's in hospitality and tourism. He's 1 year older than me. He's in his 60s. And he doesn't need to do it. He worked for the IRS a long time. He's a retired guy, and is just doing it because he's having such a good time.
Yes, that's a great. I guess I mean, to learn all about that as opposed to maybe just sitting at home, or I love that. And from what I understand, I think you told me before that from a tuition standpoint, it's a great deal if you're over the age of 60. Is that right?
Well, yes, it is. If you're over 60 in South Carolina, you can go to the technical college with no tuition, which is a pretty cool deal. The thing is, like for us, you have to enroll in the program, and it's not like we're going to cut you slack because you're an older student. But honestly, some of my best students have been in their 70s, working circles around like 20-year-olds. And I love to point it out to the 20-year-olds when a 70-year-old woman is like working much harder than them, and it's because she wants to, not because she's looking for a career.
Now, the one thing that you told me about that is really impressive, here we are as an honest to goodness culinary institute. And while we know there are, when we think of culinary schools, there are certainly going to be some names that pop up like, a Johnson and Wales. And here you are offering the same caliber of education at a just fraction of that cost. So talk a little bit about that.
It's such a good deal. That's one of the things too that I love working here. And you mentioned the tuition. Well, really anybody in the state pretty much has a very low tuition right now because of SC wins and lottery money. And we're in one of the fields that's considered high demand and in need as nursing. Obviously it's not a critical field like nursing, but it's all in that category. Like there's a need in the state for the people. And so there's a lot of money available for students to come to school with a super low tuition. It's really crazy. And even if you're an out-of-state student and you're paying full out-of-state tuition, it's still less than a third of a price than Johnson & Wales or the Culinary Institute of America. And you graduate with the same degree. I've got, very experienced instructors from different parts of the country. The facilities, it's fabulous. It's a great deal.
I do want to learn more about your faculty. Tell me where they've come from, because is it a hard sell to recruit, culinary faculty from places and go, and welcome to Myrtle Beach? Or are they like, oh, it's the beach, I'll be happy. So tell me.
It's my industry, and it really encompasses all hospitality, whether you're culinary or you're in the hotels or something. It's really hard to hire people, and culinary instructors that are really experienced. It's easy to hire really good ones that are experienced and want to be doing it is not easy. And especially somewhere like here, it's a small area. And so, if you're in New York, it's a lot easier, or a big place.
Sure.
But I've gotten very lucky because I've had some people follow me from other places I've worked, having others here because their family moved here.
Okay.
And so their family retired or lives in the area, and so they're coming to be closer to family.
Sure.
And been very fortunate because like a very experienced high-level chef from New York area, New York, New Jersey, that area, right around there. They make more money out in the industry than they do teaching down here, but people want to be next to their family, and the other thing, the quality of life, their taxes, so much different. I have a chef from New York, and she lived right across in New Jersey, and she told me after she bought her house in Conway, she's like, it's going to take me 17 years to pay the taxes I pay in 1 year up there on my house. Gosh. And I was like, 17 years? holy
Yeah.
moly,
Mhm.
you know, another,
This is why I'm in real estate.
you know, another chef who moved here from the LA area because his wife's family's here and they have a young child and they want to be close. Same thing, you know, can sell their house out there,
Right.
come here.
And pocket at least a third of it,
Yeah,
you know,
yep.
and then get a lovely home here.
And he doesn't have to spend over an hour driving every day
Yeah,
and all that LA
yeah.
traffic and those kind of things. So, you know, I've gotten lucky. I have actually two that have followed me. One was from Charlotte, one from San Diego, and but one is a Austrian master pastry chef originally from Vienna.
Oh my goodness.
The other is originally from Israel, but studied in France. And so we have like a really diverse group. I have a couple other younger chefs that one that moved here just because he wanted the job that I had available. And then the other one is from Florence.
Oh, how about that?
Yeah. And his
Okay.
family is originally from Hong Kong. They own Chinese restaurants and they used to own Chinese restaurants in Florence. So he's of Chinese descent, Hong Kong.
Now, just a few weeks ago, I was there, and I could have sworn I saw a chef that it was just kind of out in the main area where the public is, and he had a Ritz logo on his chef jacket. Tell me about.
Oh, that was because I had guest chefs in.
Oh, tell me about
I had
that.
two chefs from Paris in for a week, working with my students and doing dinners in our restaurant that's open to the public, the Fowler Dining Room. And so we'll maybe 4 or 5 times a year we bring in guest chefs. And one thing is it's less expensive than taking all my people somewhere. So it's great professional development, but it's really cool for the students to be exposed and see that what we're telling them is what they're going to hear when we bring these people in, because we are a bunch of experienced chefs. You know, we've been around the world and we've all worked all over the place. And it's great reinforcement for the things we teach them when they hear it from somebody outside of us and not just, oh, you're my teacher,
Right,
right. Kind of thing over and over again. And so, yeah, that was awesome. That was a really awesome week for us. And the third dinner we did with them on Friday night was fundraising for our study abroad program. And we raised about $25,000 will be what comes out of it from that fundraising dinner to help our students go on study abroad. And so next week is spring break, and we're taking 11 students. We had one break an ankle, so it's down.
No.
I know it was 12, but we're taking 11 to Paris to study actually where they work.
I was wondering if I might be able to take the place of that. Would that be possible?
Everybody at the school asks,
yeah,
can I be a chaperone?
Yeah. Can I get a little older so that I can be in my 60s and then be the free, oh my gosh, Paris. Oh my God.
Well,
oh, breaking an ankle. I can't even imagine what. Again.
Yeah, no. Hopefully she can. I don't know. She'll probably. Well, actually, she might still be in school next year. This is going to put her way behind because she's sitting out along.
Oh.
It was a tibia and an ankle. I know. So, but the study abroad's awesome. We take students to Italy in the summer and to Vienna, Austria, with the master pastry chef in December for Christmas time and markets, and then go up to Strasbourg for a little Sound of Music tour.
Oh my. Okay. All right. Stop. All right. I'm no longer into real estate. Okay. I am done with it.
You can come and roll.
I'm enrolling. Okay. My life has just changed. Okay.
The one gentleman who worked for the IRS, he's in his 60s. He didn't go to Vienna, but he went to Paris twice and Italy on the study abroad. He's been in school so long. I told him this, you can't go, Don. You got to let other people go.
I mean, before Top Gun came out, my favorite movie was in fact Sound of Music. And now that you've just told me that you go to Austria, oh my goodness.
I didn't go on the trip last time, and all the pictures, and I have one daughter, and we would watch that movie all the time. She'd act it out and sing it.
I know all the work.
I love that movie. And I was so jealous. They were going up, going there. I'm like, I'm going to go next time.
Wow. It just, again, talking about the value of this program, it's really
It's
spectacular.
Pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
So now I want to switch gears and talk about, you had mentioned, the importance of, sharing professional development, that it's not all about, tactical skills, so to speak. It's, how to eventually be in that management level or how to level up the overall operation that you find yourself employed with. So talk about, maybe the best way to describe it is some of the maybe 2 or 3 goals that you hope they are achieving prior to graduating. Is that a good way to frame that question?
Yeah, well, the overarching goals is, I tell them, be a good cook and know numbers and be, 3 really, manage people, how you deal with people. And that seems like that's gotten harder and harder.
Sure.
Is communication and one person talking to another and the other listening and having more than a 5-second or 15-second, whatever those Instagram videos are, they don't last long. And as educators, we really struggle to keep up, and how can we be relevant and not just totally so boring when you're trying to show somebody something or explain it to them, and it takes 15 minutes, and it's not.
And then you might have lost them, like you said, after that 15-second equivalent.
It's not like on to the next thing,
right.
And so, but, I tell the students, one, if you want to be a good chef, technically you should really be a good cook first. That's the most important thing. If you want to be a good chef, you need to be a business person. You need to understand numbers. And a lot of people get into cooking because they don't want to do math and they don't want to do science. And cooking is all math and science. And I'm one of those people that I didn't want to be an engineer like the people in my family, those kind of things. And but I learned it and embrace it. And I tell them the nice thing is it's not rocket science, and it all applies to an outcome that you can eat if you want to.
Especially, to your point, and there's a great book I remember when I first started in business, and it's called The E-Myth. And they say you probably went into a business because you're really good at making, let's just, say whether it's desserts, et cetera, or pasta. But the part that really brings you down is you focus on the craft, but it's a business that is begging for your attention, but you're kind of scared to give it the attention. And then all of a sudden people aren't coming to your door anymore for that product because you're no longer at the level of service you were, so it really is equally important. So
restaurants fail. It's a very, very risky business, more fail than make it. And that could be a bakery, a restaurant, a caterer, whatever, because, somebody thinks they have a couple good recipes to start and this and that. And it's like, oh man, there's so much more to it.
Right.
And, I tell students too, you need to learn how to deal with people, because the food, if you're not smarter than the carrot, there's a problem. You're not going to be very successful. I'm like, okay, that fish on the table, the carrot on the table, whatever, it doesn't talk back. It doesn't make excuses. It doesn't come in with that hangover. It didn't get in a fight with its spouse. It's not sick. There's not all these things that happen with people. The food is the easy part of the job. It really is. You learn it. And it's something anybody, if they apply themselves, can learn. But it's like playing an instrument. It's like, guitar, tennis, whatever. There's hardly anybody ever just picks those things up and are virtuoso on them. It's a practice thing.
Right.
And so cooking is just a practice, but learning all these things takes time. And so they're like, people like, am I going to be a chef when I graduate? No, you're not. That's really a title that's earned, becoming a good cook, becoming a leader of other people, learning business and managing other people's money. I tell people all the time, you're going to get paid more to manage somebody's resources and money than you are standing there cooking all day.
Mm-hmm.
So you start out standing there cooking all day, but you become so responsible that you're responsible for all their money, their equipment, all the supplies that you're buying to sell to the people and all that kind of stuff. That's how you're going to make more money.
Now, you know what I'm thinking about, Chef? I mean, we've seen all the movies with the, inspirational sayings in the locker room that the team has to, hit before they go to the field for the game. If someone hasn't already made the sign for you that says "Be smarter than a carrot," I'm making it for you. Okay, we are putting that somewhere in your school because that clearly is the big theme. I love that. That's hysterical,
Well,
but it's common sense. It's
It is, because sometimes you see somebody like trying to cut something and it's moving and rolling and something, and it's like, man, just cut a flat spot and put it on the flat spot. It's not going to move,
And they
make
go,
your life
"Oh."
easier. You won't cut yourself.
I love this. So when we get back from our break, we're going to dive into something that I know is near and dear to your heart, and that is talking about sustainability. And so we'll talk about those farmers markets and how they are in our area and the one that's specific to your institute. And we'll do that right after this break.
It's time to start getting the word out. The Myrtle Beach Art Museum has a most extraordinary exhibit beginning in June. Curated from the distinguished private collection by the Myrtle Beach Art Museum, A Lasting Impression offers a rare and momentous opportunity for both residents and visitors to experience the beauty and innovation of the Impressionist era. This remarkable exhibition, running through June 13th through September 27th, brings together paintings and drawings by some of the movement's most celebrated artists, including Mary Cachant, Henri Cross, Edgar Degas, and Albert Charles Labourg, and Pierre-Auguste Renoir. Visit the museum's website at myrtlebeachartmuseum.org for all the latest information.
So we're back. And again, when I first met you, we talked a lot about that one of your priorities is sustainability. And, what does it really mean in the culinary world today?
Well, it's a term thrown around a lot, and everybody might say farm to table. There's the shrimp gate thing happening around here.
I'm not telling who serves the real ones. I'm not, or the local ones, I should say.
Yeah, but it's really being truthful about where your ingredients come from, and for me, it's important because over the years I've done a lot of reading, and it's been a main part of my professional life, and a lot of the time, I really consider myself an educator and food advocate. It's like I'm not a chef, kind of, but I am a chef, and I love cooking, and I'm very good at it, I believe. But I'm really passionate about is knowing where my food came from, trying to make food communities, local food communities, better and more sustainable. The centralized food system in the United States is not a good system. We saw what happens with COVID when that system gets disrupted. Products become harder to get. Everything is centralized. And so if there's problems in that centralized system, or like in COVID, the trucking, transportation, if the stuff can't get somewhere, there's problems. There's going to be shortages. And I always felt good. I would tell people, one of my biggest things, like when that happened and stuff, I knew if people were complaining they couldn't get chicken or eggs or something, I'm like, well, I can, because I know the guy raising them, and I support him all year for years on end. And I know I'm first, and I'll be the first one to get chicken or eggs. And for me, like, I don't care if you say you're a health food restaurant. If you're not sourcing quality ingredients, they're not healthy. And I don't care how fancy a restaurant you are. You're not producing the best quality food if you're not starting with the best quality product. And so what's quality? And this is, for me, where it goes. I think most people don't think about it like this that are cooking, but what is quality? Well, does the quality of life of the animal, if you're eating animal, does that matter? Does the quality of life of the person that raised the animal? Does the quality of life of the person that processed the animal? And are they making a fair living wage? As a pig raised on a concrete floor in a little box, healthy food, it's not healthy. It's animals should live the way they're supposed to live, and food should be grown the way it's supposed to grow, not made pesticide resistant so they can spray pesticides all over it and it be fed a bunch of fertilizer, So for me, that has been a big part of what I teach students at the schools I've been involved in for a long time. And so it's a big part of all our classes. And it's also about teaching the students not to waste product, that to use, because if you're going to use a better quality product, you're typically going to have less of it and it's going to cost you more. So 100% utilization, or as much to that as you can. 40% of the food in this country is wasted, and then there's people starving. So it doesn't make any sense. And so we have a class called, it's part of our farm to table class. They do this program called Waste Not, and it's through the James Beard Foundation, and they have to do this. They get a certificate, and it's an online component to our class about reducing waste. But in the class, they actually practice that. They use all parts of things. Like they'll go out to a farm and harvest, and if they come back with carrots, they have to turn all the parts of the carrot tops, the bottoms, fish, chicken, whatever kind of things, and scour the freezers and see what's in there.
Sure.
And turn it into something. But it's a big push in the restaurant industry. It's one of the biggest things going on is about the reducing food waste and trying to help do a better job feeding the world. But it's food industry. With the industrialization of the nation, food became industrialized, and we were, I think, like my parents probably were sold on it, and then it continued. Cooking is drudgery. Free up your time. Put a TV dinner in the TV, the little thing tray
they
with
were
the foil,
Swanson, weren't they?
and thankfully my mom cooked real food, but we ate a couple of those things, and they were kind of cool at the time, but it's for me, like, cooking's not about embracing convenience. It's about for me, it's calming. It's a passion. It's love. And so, but that extends beyond the cooking part. It's why we have a farmer's market at the school.
Yes.
Because I was part of the Waccamaw Cooperative, and I saw a lot of the farmers having a hard time competing with the resellers at the markets, and I wanted to provide a space for them. And I talked to the president, and she agreed. And so we have people that actually grow stuff, not resell stuff. And I wanted my students to learn too. And so I figure if they have to walk through it at least once a week, even through osmosis, they might realize, oh, it's April, or it's actually probably later this month, end of March, and there's Indigo Farm Stables got tons of strawberries on it, that in January, they don't. They might have some collard greens,
and
some other greens, right. And turnips and rutabagas and those kind of things, but they don't have blueberries and strawberries. Maybe a little bit sinks in, right. And that they talk to the farmers too. And so you see students, our gentleman, Tim Fox, who raises pork, told me on Thursday when he left, he came in and told me, he's like, man, one of your students came over and bought $100 worth of pork. And then another one bought a bunch of, and I was like, I love it.
Yes.
It's very cool.
That connection is and one of the things that I love is that that's just one of many ways that the Institute is connecting with the community. And then the community in turn gets to take advantage of the farmers market. So that's the next thing I want to talk about is, how are the new residents and not necessarily new, and those who've been here forever, taking advantage of the Institute. And so tell me about some of the things that you offer that are available to the public to enjoy.
So we have the Fowler Dining Room. And so that runs kind of like a regular restaurant. I mean, it's a beautiful space. We have an open kitchen, and that was part of me wanting to try to cultivate professionalism and take the barrier away from the back of house, the kitchen, and the customers, and that it's clean, neat, sanitary, everything is professional, and you can see in there. And, like that's one of the things people often, they're hidden from what's going on back there. And so wanted it there. And I also wanted the students to have to talk to customers right there at the chef's counter. And so we have that. That's all based around classes. So in the fall, we do lunch Monday through Thursday because it's a class the students have called American Bistro.
Right.
In the spring, it's called Restaurant Capstone Class, and that's dinners on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So it's a different style of service, different food. Menu changes every week. The fall class, the bistro class, is first 7 weeks is the same menu. Second 7 weeks, when we get more later in the fall, the menu changes. But
Tell
it's like
people how many courses it is.
At lunch?
Both of them.
Well, lunch, you come in and you just order off a menu. But the way we sell the reservations are a 3-course menu.
Okay.
And you can pick anything, any 3. If you want to eat 3 desserts, you could eat 3 desserts. You could eat 3, whatever.
When they look like this, I might actually take you up on 3 desserts.
The dinner is 5 to 7 courses on
gosh.
Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then summer, we do farm to table, that waste not thing. And so that's lunch on Wednesdays and Thursdays during the summer, really June and July.
And it's just, for those of you who have not been, number one, it's incredibly popular. So the dinners, those reservations are gone pretty much as soon as they come up on your website. It's so popular, and it's phenomenal. And when he's talking about service, he's not kidding. It really is just at a whole nother level, which I know Chef's not going to say it, but I'll say it for him. If you're coming as a member, as a guest to this, understand that that's the point of it on the student side, is to be polished, professional. So don't come in your flip-flops, people. Okay. All right. He's not going to tell you. I'll tell you. Okay. Let's just, each help each other out. Right. Let's play the part, so to speak, and know that you're coming to something that is an elevated dining experience. Right.
We try. I mean, we have the students are servers. The students are in the kitchen, all facilitated with instructors. But it is a very nice space. And, I think when you come in for dinner, flip-flops are not appropriate. And, shorts, I get it. It's hot sometimes. But, so with student servers, most of them are culinary students. Some are hospitality. The culinary students really don't want to be doing it, but some of them find out they love it. But, it's one of those things. You go there and I like to tell people, realize it's a school. I mean, you kind of forget it because it is so beautiful, but we want to be teaching the students, not just having them go through the motions and get things done real fast. And so, the restaurant is popular. It sells out very quick, and we appreciate it. I get all the time, we wish you were open more. And I say, I wish we were open more too. If we had more students, we'd need more sections of the classes and we could open more. Sure. So come and enroll in class.
I like the way all this is. It's all interconnected.
So then we have our bakery as well. That's open Monday through Thursday, 10 to 2. And
so would items like this be available?
Yeah, that stuff there's in the bakery.
Okay, so can you tell us about because it looks like heaven right here.
So this is just a little sampling. Usually they have about 40 different items.
Oh my goodness.
I think like the best stuff is in the morning. One of my pastry chefs is a certified master baker. The young guy is, and then have the Austrian master chef. And so like the croissants and any laminated, those kind of things, pain au chocolate, pain au raisin, regular croissants, all that stuff.
Yes, all of that. Yes, please.
I mean, the croissants are fantastic. So those things in the morning. This is a little lemon meringue tart, just a little standard fruit tart that people like so much. I'm not really sure why. That's not what I picked, but especially
Because it
out of
looks so
season
pretty.
fruit on it. But there's a peanut butter chocolate tart, which peanut butter and chocolate is one of my favorite things, and then a Bakewell tart, which is a British tart of almond, kind of like frangipane almonds and raspberry.
Wow.
And it's a nice little kind of, you might get a little piece of that when you're having your afternoon tea or something like that. And so the bakery's all class driven. The students do the production and they're facilitated by instructors.
And so on Thursdays, the part that I would say I'm familiar with is, and I call it, Breads and BBQ. That may not be the correct name, but there's so much going on because you've got a little bit of farmer's market going on. You've got the bakery is available. You've got amazing some version of a barbecue sandwich, and then the bread. Oh my gosh,
the bread is very popular. That we started that years ago with our former pastry chef and developed a nice following, and the guys that are there now have followed and they're really excellent bakers. They both have a passion for bread. Chef Lechner, when he moved here, he brought Alexander the Great, his sourdough starter that he's had for 15 or 20 years. He's moved from San Diego to Virginia to here with it. And, they're really passionate about it, and people line up for the bread. The bread sale starts at 12:30. And it sells out pretty quick on most days. And then like holiday times, they'll usually do some special things around Christmas, especially Chef Lechner. He'll do some really great stollen. They make babkas a lot. Chef Cody makes some awesome bagels when he makes bagels. So they vary sometimes what they do. A lot of times they'll have Austrian rye, regular sourdough, baguettes. The baguettes are great, but they do some special different breads on occasions. Well, every week they're rotating kind of some around those central core breads, and then the barbecue. So that's fundraising for study abroad, and then the weekly barbecues fundraising for study abroad.
Okay.
And so the students have a club account in our foundation. So they buy stuff and the foundation pays for it through the club account.
Okay.
And then we don't take cash. It's all direct credit card sales that get directly posited into the foundation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
very convenient then.
Yeah, we want it clean. So the foundation's accounting, they do it. It's their audits, but everything goes through them. And any payments come out of the foundation. And so it really helps us because with the study abroad trips, like the trip next week, it's a $6,000 trip, and the students cost is $2,000.
Okay.
So,
and this along with, because I know you've got, two big fundraising events during the year, the Flights and Bites, and then you just literally had one that was this year that was your annual, your largest one called Southwest Splendor. This is how the community gets to enjoy and get exposure to this truly superior level of, it's a great thing to have that, again, we know people think about Myrtle Beach and it's what's right behind us, right? The ocean, the sun, et cetera. This takes us to a whole nother level. And I really feel like, how do you want this program to almost in a way change the narrative of a place that does have so much tied to hotel, restaurant management, hospitality, food, beverage?
It goes back to what the college president spoke with me about back when I started speaking with them, I guess in 2013. And it was, Charleston is so recognized for its food scene. And at that time, Greenville was up and coming and becoming more and more recognized. And Columbia had a little thing going on downtown. And Myrtle Beach had 2,000 restaurants, and it's on nobody's radar for food. And there were some good restaurants here. But what is mostly noted, the beach, the big events, the darker side, the dirty Myrtle side of things, kind of, and tourist restaurants, just the churn and burn, the big places, and some of the big places do scratch cookery and are doing good food. They just do a whole lot of it. It's a whole different thing. And so they spent the money, or they went out and sought the money and raised money to build the new facility at the college, and wanted to try to cultivate more recognition for the local food scene, the local hospitality scene. They told me that this felt like the service level, the food level, those kind of things should, on a percentage-wise basis, be at a higher level, like somewhere like Charleston. And so that was a real big part of the investment of overhauling the entire curriculum of the program. The teaching methodology completely changed, and really a drastic change to the program. And any market I've been in, it's a slow evolution, and I kept hearing, like, people won't pay those prices. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're already paying the prices. Go eat at a place on the Marsh Walk or on the water, and you're paying $40 for an entree. Well, I can go to Manhattan and get a really good entree for $40. I mean, there are people who are paying the prices. The thinking didn't line up to me.
And so now, would you say, being here and the results of the program, are you feeling optimistic about where you see Myrtle Beach, the overall area, is going in terms of a culinary scene?
I think so. I think, like I said, it's a long-term deal, because somebody doesn't graduate out of culinary school and then immediately go do a high-level restaurant.
Right.
And there was already some people doing things here. There's some good chefs in town that were doing stuff then and are doing it today. But we're seeing more independent restaurants open up. I think we're seeing a little more ethnicity come into the area, which I think is a great thing to help diversify the food scene. We're seeing vendors broaden their product lines, which is a good scene. The Asian stores, the Latino stores, produce companies carrying a wider array of produce that are more in demand somewhere like Charleston or New York or somewhere. All those things are really good signals that there's this evolution and people are demanding more, and there's more people living here year round. So it makes more sense maybe for, if you see a grocery store that's going to open up that has more of those things, because there are going to be people here that want to buy them all the time. And I mean, the grocery stores just have changed since I've been here. Good Lord. The amount of Lowe's and Publix that have opened in the 12 and a half years I've been here, it's amazing.
It is. It
or
is.
13 years I've been here. 12 years, whatever. 2014, I moved here. And so I just think it's going to, keep evolving. And, for me, like the sustainable farming part of it is one of the big ones that, young people don't really want to get into it. And it's really hard. It's would love to see that aspect grow more, because then you see more restaurants buying local because they can get it. It's really difficult to cook that way, because you have to really be flexible and be able to use stuff. One of the farmers from my market texted me this morning the picture of these beautiful, they're kind of like between orange and purple carrots and little, just beautiful. And he's like, I got 15 pounds of them. Can you use them? And yes, and he's like, can you have somebody pick them up? And I'm like, well, yeah, okay. Cause I have somebody that lives near Loris, but, most restaurants can't do that.
Right.
And you just have to be really committed to doing it. And the amount of extra time it puts into a work day can be rather significant. And so it's not for everybody. There's this industry, tell students, this industry just has so many levels. You can find your niche. For me, like my message is, whether you want to do a barbecue joint, you want to like buy a used ship container and put a little place and fry fish on the beach, just do it the best you can and use the best quality product you can. It doesn't have to be fancy to be good.
I just think you are truly a great example of that advice. You have taken your niche and you are doing it the very best you can. It is making, when I hear about it, I'm just so grateful that you're here and that you're clearly invested in, not only imparting education to those students, but really, helping our community and showing us truly how interconnected it is and how many different, layers there are to the overall, hospitality and food and beverage. And I just, as we wrap up here, I just want to make sure that people understand that your involvement in the Institute helps in so many different ways. For the overall betterment of our community, not just the Institute. So one of the things I encourage you to do, obviously you hear all these amazing events, go to them. What's the best way to know that they're happening? You can go on their website and you can actually sign up for their e-newsletter or any of the mailings. That's how I learn about the events that come up. And certainly follow the Facebook page because they'll talk about what's happening what kind of breads are going to be offered on that Thursday, those kinds of things. So it's very, real time. But again, thank you so much for being part of this and really explaining what you're doing. And here's hoping a lot of new faces show up and students that, growth occurs as well. But thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for pointing out that it is about the students.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Is,
yes.
really.
Well, thank you so much again for watching. Another episode of Coasting has come to an end here. I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, there's so many different unique things about the Myrtle Beach area. And if you have anything that you've heard about and you want to know more, by all means, send us an email, coastingpodcastsc@gmail.com, and we'll do our best to cover that as well. And if you're thinking of moving to the area or you are buying or selling here, by all means, I'm a real estate agent. I would be happy to help. And my phone number is going to be at the end of the episode. Thanks again. And as always, keep it coasting. Busted. Ladies and gentlemen, native alert,
yep,
native.
I've seen it. I've seen it all.
There was no real choice for you in career, was there?
Of course, we're in communication with the police department.
You should have kept that a secret. You should have. A lot of people remember Baywatch, Nick. And secret for all those people who are wondering where the best beach is that isn't as crowded, I believe he just told you.
Right. Yep.
The executive producers of the Coasting Podcast is Celia Klein, producer Michael Lehman of Framewave Visuals. The opinion expressed herein solely those of Celia, Aunt B, and any special guests. Good news, agree or disagree. You have that liberty. Special thanks to the Cherry Grove Cookie Company and all the students and faculty at HGTC ICI. Our deepest appreciation to all the members of the armed forces and their families. May God bless you. The Coasting Clap. To Tony, happy retirement. Big thanks to podcast listeners Gene and Vic. Thank you for all your support. Celia is a licensed realtor in both South and North Carolina. For assistance in either buying or selling real estate, please call 843-321-9646. The Coasting Podcast can be found wherever you're currently enjoying your favorite podcast. Please send all comments and questions to coastingpodcastsc@gmail.com. We thank you for listening.